Well, hi there, guys, and welcome back to Maryland. Keith, I
There
want to
we
say
are.
happy holidays. Can we still say happy holidays because we haven't had the Christmas Tide Steaks Day yet?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can.
okay.
We can say
We
happy
can still say
holidays. It's
happy. So
it's
happy.
all encompassing.
It
These
is.
this past week into the new year.
There we go. And I usually stop saying happy holidays after the first of the new year. How was your Christmas?
I mean, it was good. And, pretty a little subdued, but pretty quiet. But all in all, it was good to see everybody. Hadn't seen the family for a while, so it was good to kind of touch base with everybody.
You had to be okay with seeing everybody as everybody was holed up during the winter storm that
Oh
happened
yeah, yeah.
during that was going on. But luckily, take a look. It didn't affect our track too much. Justin Nixon, I ran into him this morning. He said it was a little bit sandy this morning. It looks like they gave it some water. Track's looking pretty good right now, Keith.
Okay, yeah, track is fast, and it's just played fairly honest for the last month or so. There's a couple days we have jotted down, and we'll let you know those days if we thought there was any real true bias. But yeah, nice day out today, sunny. Mid 40s, maybe hedging towards 50, even warming up as we move forward.
Good type of weather to end, a 2022. Without that further ado, let's go ahead into this first event here that starts off the early pick 5 in this maiden claiming 12-5. Keith, let's dig in right away to the
All right.
video that we have on your top two selections, the 1 and the 3 5-star Fran and Camille Rochelle.
Yeah, 2-year-old fillies. It's getting close to the end for the 2-year-olds, right? So Cammy and Rochelle, 5-star friend, they faced each other on the 4th of December, and neither one of these two had a really good trip. Do we have video of that, guys?
We do have a video of that.
Okay.
I think I hear Olivia, our director in the other room, just trying to cue that up a little bit. But
I'll tell you exactly what happened. Okay, 5-star Fran, Cammy Rochelle, okay position through the opening, eighth of a mile, heading into the turn. Jackpot hits. Horse started backing up. These two had to check 5-star Fran, Cammy Rochelle. 5-star Fran ended up going a little bit wide and coming on willing. Cammy Rochelle kind of got the jump, got an inside move, maybe the better part of the racetrack, but was stymied a little bit at the quarter pole. These two very similar, slight edge to Barbosa and 5-star Fran from the rail position, stretching out to the 7/8 of a mile. Here we go. We're going to do this again. So who are we going to pick up? 5-star Fran first or Cammy Rochelle? What do we want to do? Cammy Rochelle, the 5-horse, 5-star Fran, the 9, in the green and the white silks. You got a horse rushing up, and things kind of go awry there. You see the rider just fighting the 8-horse, checking, steadying there to the 4.5, and they get the worst of it. You see the steadying. Cammy Rochelle, I think, made a pretty good move. Under rating, off a little freshening, found a little seam here in between horses, got the jump. 5-star Fran lost a little bit more ground, Callie. But I tell you, I like the effort from a 2-year-old filly, a lower level maiden claimer filly. Boy, they showed a little heart. Working outside now for a trip. Cammy Rochelle finishing well, far outside in the green. There's 5-star Fran, both with good energy to the wire. Couldn't quite catch Galactic Tide, but hey, I think both of them will handle the extra furlong this afternoon. Dunder Boss has proven shortening up for Brittany Russell. We had a key scratch. The 9 came out of there off the big drop. So I'm going to center around the 1 and the 3 in my exact. If you're looking for a little price shot to throw in there, Jimmy the Book also out of that race. Caught wide, moves inside, adds blinkers. Let's go to the second.
Let's go to the second that starts the early pick 4. Keith, you've got a ticket lined up for us. Scratch the 3 in this race.
Yeah.
Brian, did that affect your ticket at all?
No. I had a single with Back At Ya. Back At Ya has been just deadly consistent. Dropped in for 16,000 last time, and I think finds a field today after doing all the chasing against a little bit better group. I thought that winner dropping should be able to get over the hump. Brion would have kind of enhanced things up front, maybe sit off that tool, but I think now Back At Ya is going to be a little bit closer because of that scratch. So we'll single the 4. Race number 3, we're going to go 2, 3, 4, and 6. Race 4, 3 deep with the 6, 8, and 12. That's kind of a wide open race.
It is.
Maybe Maravigliosa takes a little bit more play. I've got 92 on the morning line, scratch of sense. But, man, it's hard to take a real short price in this big field when the favorite's all the way outside. Race 5 will wrap it up 2, 5, 9, and 10. Dijon will be your bomb shot in there, like Mosler safe for Trombetta in there as well. $24 for that early pick 4 ticket.
which of course starts in the second race in this claiming 16 never win 3 going 6 furlongs affair. Keith, we just talked about this with your single on Back at You. Jamie Ness, a really nice effort last time out, gets Jaime Rodriguez yet again. Like we said, Brion was a big enough scratch to make things possibly a little bit better for Back at You.
Yeah, I think you'll see him put into the race a little bit. Bowie two-step off of that claim. Caught a real tough field. They went fast. I think he's going to be part of that pace. I love the way Back at You showed even 2 moves. He's a 5-time winner. The rest of the field still looking for their 3rd victory. Etched in Stone is a user, I think, definitely in the exactas, and maybe a little bit better on the turf. Hence, we've got a kind of a drop down here on the dirt. But take nothing away from that effort. That pace was real salty 2 races back. I think he'll lay a little bit closer. He has the ability to move into it. Your price shot would be the 2/4. 4th never gets play. 4th laid up since about a month. Comes out of a race, a muddy sealed track, gets back to a fast track. The last couple fast track sprints, they work for 4th. I think this horse makes a run into it at a price.
Especially going 3 back. So with what he ran in that fits very, very well into this drop down into the 16 affair. Race number 3 is a maiden claiming 12-5, going 6 furlongs on the dirt. Scratch the number 8, I Have Courage. Doesn't affect me at all because, Keith, we both land on Mashua for Dale Capuano. Carlos Lopez just missing out last time on the turf. But this one is going to be handling. I've gotten on her in the mornings. She had an excuse that first time out on the dirt here in Maryland, so I see her transferring pretty well.
Okay. Yeah, blinkers now, first-time blinkers on the dirt. Was 32-1 in that debut try. Didn't fire at all, but has shown improved speed on the turf. You're looking at the breeding, bottom side, toboggan slides in that family. There's dirt there, Callie. I think it's going to be all systems go. Let's go. Put her into the race. She's got that kind of chaser mentality. She looks like a little bit angry. She's giving effort. I think she'll fight you tooth and nail through the final 1/8 of a mile. As long as he can get her out, get her into position forward, I think she hangs around for a win or a second in here. Good story. Another horse freshen up for Mary Epler. Looks like the legitimate closer in here. 6 took kind of incredible play last time. I did not see that much play for Looking Spunky, but these Annette Eubanks, Rising Sun, Daniel Eubanks horses,
Angel
boy,
Cruz.
they've been live for a while now. They've been winning a good run here.
20% right now.
Yeah, she got positioned down inside and just kind of couldn't quite go on at 7. 6 should hit her right between the eyes.
Race number, 4. We're on race number 4 in this claiming 10,000 affair. It starts off the Rainbow Pick 6. I go for a really conservative ticket. I could have gone wider. If I could have gone wider in any race today, it would have been that opener that we discussed. I feel like it's a bit of a wide open affair in this claiming 10,000. Race number 5, I go too deep. And in race number 6, back to 3. Race number 7, I take a stab on my single in the price play in the Mikey Juralis, trainee of the last skip coming off of that Charlestown win. So I have a little stat coming up for you guys later on during the afternoon. And then, of course, a 3 ride in that starter optional. In race number 9, I go too deep with the 8 and the 10, the 8 being my value play. Another value play that I have of the day for a $21.60 ticket to get started here in race number 4. As you said, in this wide open 5.5 dirt affair for the girls in this Never Win 3, scratch the 11, 13, 14, and 15. So a sense. And then the also eligibles in Dial Emma Riley, Mabs Webb, and Lambo Lady.
This race, oof. This was a doozy when I was digging into this, doing the line. We've got several of these moving forward through Thursday, Friday, obviously Saturday's going to be done, and I'm sure Sunday is going to be a lot of the same. So if you're a better, get tied on for this weekend at Laurel Park because we've got a lot of contentious races. The value is certainly going to be there. I lean the Frocks here. What's Christmas and the New Year without the Frocks,
there
right?
We go. I was looking
go.
for I was really excited to hear about your logic behind that, and I do like it. Of course, coming back down from that 25 level certainly helps things.
It does. At 5.5, I think she's capable. She's shown a rating gear in the past, and some of her more impressive races have been from just off the pace. There is a slew of horses that want the lead in race number 4. We've got Billy Humphrey, right?
Right.
We got Billy Humphrey to just take a hold, right in behind horses. Get that po early. He's got to get that position in that first 1/8 of a mile. But I think there's a couple of these other horses that are a little bit faint-hearted that she may be able to sit just behind. She rode the wave of the racetrack 2 races back, no doubt. She beat the favorite, Maraviglioso. I think, though, this position, I like her position better than Maravigliosa all the way out the outside.
Sure.
I worry about her being hung out, although she's in deadly form right now for Claudio.
She is, and I mean with but I'm just kind of taking another look at Tam Char now. You go back to those key races, that allowance numbers 2 at Laurel on the 14th of October, and then when she broke her maiden, both efforts coming from off the pace, sitting mid-pack. But she did have an inside post position, which kind of caused her. She didn't break the quickest. She was caught. She was kind of forced into that position. But with these fillies, sometimes you kind of need to do that to get results out of them. So really, everything's in Williams' hands, and whether he gets told to go to the lead or not. But like I said, interesting. Let's take a look at the number 12, who's probably going to be taking your lowest money, Maravigliosa, for Claudio Gonzalez. Gets Xavier Perez back in the saddle again today.
Yeah, kind of, going for 3 straight. The 3-time winner here gets the help as a 3-year-old in this condition. Yeah, you can't fault her. As she's shortening up, and she looks like she's got the ability to rate, loop, and swoop and still be a factor in here. We've got this race last time out. This is on December the 3rd. Also in here was Honor Your Mother. They kind of come as a team, 4 or 5 wide into the stretch. A little bit more tactical was Maravigliosa that day. Honor Your Mother ranged up. Both of them kind of dead game, a good battle from the 3/16 home between both of these. So I think Honor Your Mother still deserves another shot. I mean, she was okay on the slop. She's got some better races, a little higher figs on the fast track. So positioning, trip, key in this bigger field for the fillies and mares.
It is, especially in a group of fillies. I also go underneath. I just go underneath with 12-9-8-1. Keith, you go 6-12-8-9 for the Frocks to start off the Rainbow Pick 6. Race number 5 is another claiming 10,000 event, which have never won 2 going 6 furlongs. Let's kick into that video spotlight right away on the number 10 on the outside. Mosler safe from Mike Trombetta gets J-Ron Barbosa. J-Ron Barbosa, I think, just got nominated for the Eclipse Award, so we have another Maryland apprentice to add to the list.
It's going to be tough for him not to get my vote. I can tell
exactly.
you. I can be
bought.
I can be bought now. Just kidding. No, but I tell you, we're going to look at the Mosler safe race on the 10th. Kind of caught up in between horses right here, running 5th in between, blue cap, orange blinkers. Just a subtle little steady. Had a little bit of run. It kind of gets out-footed. I guess that's how you maybe describe it, into the spot, and you'll see the jock just a light right there, just the hands, just the lightest of steadies, and just lost any kind of real rhythm that they had. Kept looking at this horse, through the stretch, the gallop out, calling that chart, and the horse was willing. I think this drop is what he needs. He's been a little bit disappointing. He came back well off of that break with the trial on the turf. I expected more the last 2. I'm going to give him the shot here with some speed that's going to develop on the front end of stalk and move into it.
Absolutely. So I go 2-10-5-6. You go 10-5-9-2. Of course, in that another ish wide open affair, but especially on Mosler safe, he gets that outside post. He is a type that is a bit of a grinder, and especially at these a bit of a shorter distances, that's exactly what it's going to need to take to make it happen for him.
He looks like a horse. You've got to stay with him. You got to urge him along, push him along, and that's one thing. And no, against Horacio. Barbosa's done well in his young career. He's been able to kind of carry horses along. Crimson Rocket gets an assist here, Callie, with the 3 being out. This horse, did a lot of the dirty work last time into that pretty quick pace with buoy 2-step, just a little fade. This is the right kind of field. He's got a chance. He's going to have to deal with Never Silence, but he might be able to separate top of the lane. That's where I'm hoping my 10 kicks in. Price shot, Dejan for Tony Aguirre Jr.
Okay. The number 9, Dejan.
Yeah. Any opinion on that one or no?
13% as of late from route to sprint off of a short sampling. So, it's the logical choice of where to put this horse. You go back to the last time this horse was at the 6 furlongs, and that was at the claiming 5 when Mario Saray had this one. But same situation, goes to the lead. This is a need the lead type and can hang on for just as long as you can. So it's just a logical step in shortening this horse back up. Absolutely. And Mosler safe. We were talking about Horacio and J-Ron, but J-Ron's going to be aggressive. He's a bug. He's still hungry, and he's going to be trying. That's the type of ride that this horse just needs. And we'll be right back for a little. We'll have a quick commercial, and we'll talk about the rest of the card.
We're ready for the start. They're off.
Thursdays for the maidens. We have another maiden claiming 12-5 to open up the rest of this card here in race number 6, going the 7 furlongs for the 2-year-old girls. And we've got a stat right away on, I like that you had this one on top as I have this one underneath. Happy time for Dale Capuano.
Happy time. It is a happy time for Dale Capuano.
It
Man,
is.
he's been a mainstay. He looks like he's going to hang it up at the end of the year. We'll talk a little bit more about that later in our morning program. But he's done a phenomenal job. And here's a little job that he's done well with the 2-year-old maiden claimers, right? Second career start, 4 for 10, 7 for 10 in the money. The last couple of years with an ROI of 422. That's what you're going to get with the the 3.
3.
Yes, my bad. The 3.
It's all good.
Happy time. Happy time. Unfortunate situation. Got in a little traffic. Broke slow that day. Got a sound bump out of the gate. Was making progress in a menacing move. In the midst of that, unfortunately, clipped heels. And that was it. Happy time back. I like the play that it took. I think we got a shot. Extra furlong. The way this one was moving, seems to me that this horse is going to be able to handle a little extra ground.
I was getting on this filly in the morning, and I definitely think that the extra distance, the 7 furlongs, is going to be hitting her perfectly. She is that type. And on top of that, you have Run Happy, who's 20% with the second-time starters. And Dale, as of late, 2 for 21 with the second-time starters in the winner's circle, but 9 for 21 being specifically second. So that's why I just put that one second. Just a recent barn trend with that. But that filly, after that race, she walked back to the barn right away. She was good. She was ready to go. Okay. So everything, of course, it wouldn't enter if she wasn't ready. But if there are any concerns, put them away, because she was fine right after that. She got up right away. So you also have the number 8 underneath, Babka for Jamie Ness. Jaime Rodriguez tries the dirt for the first time, and with that, it's synthetic to dirt. Jamie Ness off of short sampling, 20%.
Yeah, I've got him over the last 3 years. Like, I'm even higher, like over 30% with an ROI of 260. And the breeding kind of suggests turf when you really look at it bottom side.
Yes.
But did have a sibling by Unified, who's a half, Masteries by Candy Ride, Unified by Candy Ride, that did run credible numbers, 74 to 65 on the dirt. Okay. So and a fast main track. So I think you've got to definitely consider Ness. He's been deadly. Really good the last month or so here in Maryland. He's been rolling. So you got 3, 8, 6. We've got a video.
Yes.
Meet Darlin Kathleen on a jam job.
Yep.
Second off the claim for Farrier. In tight at the start is our comment for Equibase on December 2nd, a track that was a little bit speed favoring. McDarling Kathleen was not able to overcome that break, made a little bit of a middle move before flattening. I'll give her another shot here on the drop. We can go to the 7th. We don't have to worry about that video. I just told you what happened.
All right, very good. Race number 7 is a claiming 25, never win 2. Going the 1-turn mile in the dirt, big scratch in the number 6. Vote them all out. I know he was in your top 4. Was that your top selection, Keith?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Okay, so we did have a video spotlight on that one. But you go with the 5 instead with Auspicious Lad. If we can, that's for...
Nope.
This is horses
a
scratch. Yeah, we don't need that.
Right.
If we can go to, let's talk about the number 5, Auspicious Lad. Encouraging second start after breaking the maiden at 20, but now we bumped up to the 25. I like the horse itself. I like the changeup that I've seen, but just a bit of a strike. So a good price to go on for 6-1.
Yeah, big boy here. He's going to come down, I think, off of that line. Scratch the 6 and the 10. They were going to take plenty of play. Definitely the 10 was going to take a lot. So Auspicious Lad, 4 wide early to get the lead. Okay internals and held well. Was still trying. He's a big horse. Mm-hmm. He'll get out there. The 1-turn mile, I think, is going to work for him. Broke the maiden, as you said, 2 starts back. I like the confident move, just a little bump up in class. This has been a positive ROI move, too, for Kenny Cox. Monticelli Racing, I may say those two, a good team here. Auspicious Lad, he might have to deal with federal offense, but I think in the form that he's in right now, even if he needs to sit just a little bit, he'll be capable to go ahead and get the trip at this 1-turn mile. Hellman looks like that main threat to strike from just off of it. Turning back to 1 turn, I thought that move was pretty good. Again, the 4th, the track against the grain a little bit, made that move into it, a good middle move to the 3/8, pass to the quarter. Just a little flattening out late. I think you just got to time it right, JD. Gonna pick up the mount here. No Alexander Crispin today, JD, to kind of sit and just try to fire late. I like your little price play shot, too. I'll let you talk about the last sip. 12-1 warning line should come down a little bit. Numbers really haven't stacked up with some of these, but you've got a barn and a rider, high percentage. I thought still might slip away at an okay price.
I'm thankful that you put it at 12-1 because if you put it any lower, I think I wouldn't be having a chance of a price play at all. And really, the biggest thing with Mikey Juralis winning last race is 5 for 13 as of lately, 10 for 13 in the money. So why not get the horses back on the dirt? Got a confident win going, 7 furlongs, the 8, the 1-turn mile is going to be no problem here for the number 2. 5, 1, 2, 3, unless you want to talk about
just real quick, and you talk about it. I like it. Yeah, well, God is Love, first time gelding. We'll use that one. Certainly back numbers to work. But going back to the last sip, that last race on the page on my DRF form, third beaten 5, Holy Synchronicity. Remember, those kind of horses, especially Holy Synchronicity, we've seen what he's been able to do. So you've got a horse now, third time in this kind of barn, confidence booster at Charlestown. He doesn't have that those glaring dirt figs, which should help your price a little bit, but we might have just knocked them down a couple notches.
Hopefully not. Let's keep it rolling so we can keep the attention off of that little price play that I have in our feature race number 8 in the starter optional 20, going 6 furlongs on the dirt for the girls. Scratch the 8, Escape Fun. That was your top selection, but now you go with the number 9, Proper Attire for, this is John Salzman. Excuse me, Jerry Robb, Xavier Perez. The horse has been with Jerry Robb for a while.
Yeah, we had a Robb horse pop at a price the other day, right? Award wanted.
Yes.
Maybe we can get one here. I struggled with this filly on the line because she takes play. Her last 2 have been dismal. Off tracks, she gets back to a fast track. 6 furlongs, she's 4 for 10. She's all or nothing. She's got some help out of here with Escape Fund. It would have been close, I think. She's going to go. Let's see how far she can go. But you're going to give me an okay price with this combo. Perez, Jerry Robb, Lucky 7. I'll take a little shot here. The 7 Behind the Couch is kind of the trip horse. Tough trip last time.
Let's take a look at that tough trip last time out in our video spotlight, coming and breaking out of the outside, Keith.
Yeah, this was a pretty good field, too. Hydra in from New York and just broke slow. About a step slow, almost even a length when you break it down, and had to rush early into that flow. That was just enough to take the starch out of her. She's shown the ability to kind of sit from just off of it. She doesn't mind being covered up and then making a run. I think just with a cleaner break to get better position without having to be used so much early is going to be key for her late kick.
Is key for her. You also go with Little Miss Scarlet for Claudio Gonzalez. Just wasn't able. Clipped heels. This is another clipped heels fell, but ultimately, how do you? This horse gets an inside post, which I think, I don't know. I'm just looking for your opinion if you agree, but might the rail. This one is okay on the rail for the most part.
Yeah, she's out of a race on the go back in March. I know we're going back, but against Escape Fun, a little trouble. You see the comment. Blocked at the 3/16. Things kind of went upward from there. Tried that allowance race last time out. Unfortunate incident around the turn. But she loves this racetrack. She's a little bit of speed out of it with Escape Fun. They've given her time to regroup. The works are steady. I think she rallies into it.
Absolutely. Race number 9 is our nightcap of the day in this claiming 10,000, which have never won 2, going 1 mile and 16th. And Keith, you land on the number 11 in this field in race number 9. No, there is no number 11. Yeah,
that's my typo then.
Okay.
It's the 1.
It's the 1. There we go. Only Child from Mikey Gorm, who I have underneath with Jean Novello. Some decent, really decent performances, especially getting from Delaware to Maryland. I think that was a big trigger for me.
Yeah, Only Child, 2 back, beats a horse Renya next. They galloped not too long ago here, bottom level maidens, but did it from just off the pace. Good run last time into some decent internals, took pressure before fading. I just think this horse is trending upward.
Yes.
The mile and 16 trip I like a little bit better than the mile. I think it's going to be a little bit easier for her early and save a little bit late. She didn't give up a ton of ground in that last eighth of a mile, telling me she's kind of hitting her best form. So, yeah, if things get hot and heavy, pursuing pace might be tough to deny on the drop off the claim for Kieran.
Right, of course, Kieran being ultra consistent with that. This is the one coming off of the pace. I chose to go with a little bit of another price. Codigo for Cal Lynch gets the blinkers on. Of course, Austin Reynolds probably getting on this gelding in the mornings as well, which I think is a huge thing. This one coming off, this one has the ability to really be placed anywhere in the field. Has been a bit lagging lately out of the gate, so we get the blinkers on. Cal Lynch lately out of the last 26, so he's 11 for 26 with the blinkers on, and of course, let me do the quick math, 15 for 26 in the money with the blinkers on. But that's as of late, that's a 42% strike rate.
Yeah, it was hard from a line maker standpoint. I know he's got the back numbers, and if he gets back to those, yeah. You're coming off the nickel 2 in life at Charlestown. You were beat up there. I know you were even money, so you got to demand some value.
Right.
I mean, maybe this is one he's just they've got him set up and he's ready to roll and score at a price. Happy holidays kind of deal.
Right.
I don't know, but yeah, you got to demand a little bit of price, and you should get it here.
Hopefully so. And you also
There's something that I don't know.
I mean, all I know is that when Austin has been 1 for 2. I mean, he's Cal Lynch's assistant, but of course he rides as well, and he's won out of the 2 tries so far this year on a filly that he knows really well. So I'm assuming it's the same type of scenario with this gelding. This gelding may just have a little bit of a reputation, but regardless, I think I like everything that's kind of lining up for this 15-1 shot here.
You got it.
Let's head over to lightning round. We've got a couple of things to bring up and talk about in about 10 seconds. Of course, with our cancellation of Monday racing for the Christmas Tide Stakes, we just moved that over to Friday. So, of course, so much going on starting in race number 4 with the heft, but we've got 6 stakes going on tomorrow, Keith.
Really good card, and you had plenty of time, to handicap. Entries were out a long time ago, so the anticipation, we're going to get there and tomorrow. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Days Friend Carousel, Willing to Move, Heft Stakes, Gin Talking, and the Man Few. So, is there any horses in particular, Callie, that have kind of caught your eye? You're really kind of looking to kind of put on a show.
Well, I've always been a big Fille d'Esprit fan, so I'm just really I'm really excited to see what she's going to be bringing. But especially in the Robert T. Manfuso, I think that's going to be that's a nice competitive field that's going on. Again, well done to the racing office for putting out a wonderful Christmas Tide Stakes event that we have tomorrow, and of course we have an 11:25 a.m. post as per normal. On Monday it was going to be 10:25, but we just kept things rolling as per normal for those stakes actions on Friday. But also wanted to highlight, it said beginning of an era for next year, but the end of an era. We've got the last weekend of racing with Dale Capuano, of course, and over 3,661 races, and his career has been one of steady, unheralded success, finishing in the top 3 in annual wins in Maryland 16 consecutive years from 1991 to 2006. And the great thing is he kind of encapsulates Maryland racing because he's doing it with a bunch of these hard-knocking horses.
Yeah, he does his homework. He's down by the paddock.
Yes.
He's been a claiming trainer per se. Just I mean, he's able to do both. He was very good with his 2-year-olds getting horses ready to the races, and a really keen eye in claiming. He's teamed up with his owners, have been behind him. You can go through that later, I'm sure, as the week goes on. We'll talk about that, his relationships with his owners. But I've never really known him. I've been around a long time. Had a chance recently to kind of get to know him a little, talk to him. It just seems like a good, down-to-earth guy, and hats off to everything he's been able to do. Obviously, he's got a whole team that's surrounded him throughout the years. The family part of it is there, as well as his nephew, right, is going to be taking over the stable once he decides to set sail. But I can't think that he's not going to be around a little bit,
Oh, yes, definitely.
and keeping an eye on things, doing a little advisory role.
I think the man works very hard. He's very astute and consistent, and I think that's Capuano consistency, and I think that's the biggest thing that really has shaped his career, because he's out there in the mornings, he's out there in the afternoons, looking at claiming horses of all values,
levels,
all levels, and so just of course. It's sad to see that we're not going to see his name popping up in the afternoon, but we're going to be seeing him around Maryland. But we're going to give him a couple of months in this winter to let him enjoy himself. And speaking of Dale Capuano, he is, of course, as per usual, on the leaderboard leading into our last weekend of the trainer standings. Of course, he's third in 19th behind the outstanding Brittany Russell. She's been on a roll as of lately.
Brittany Russell, and if you don't get a chance, go to our website. I think there's a release there, right, about Brittany Russell and what this year has kind of meant for her dealing, the success has been just unprecedented. Really, really strong year for her. Has a chance to be the leading trainer by wins for the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
so
you're not mistaken.
And she's been dealing with, you've got Sheldon there. She's got the kids. You're talking about needing a whole family there of support. They've got it. The teamwork is obviously just kind of runs very smooth, it seems, and she's just been doing awesome. And I just expect bigger and better things for her. Some of the horses that she's been getting wouldn't surprise me to see her win some really big races and not too short a time. I mean, I think it's around the corner.
It's definitely around the corner, and she's mentioned that she's just been getting better stock as the years have been progressing. But we are going to leave it with that. Of course, we're going to take a look at the jockeys as well, and of course, as we mentioned, J-Ron Barbosa. I just got a text, so I need to confirm this online, but I'm pretty sure it's a pretty reliable source, so I'm pretty sure he just got nominated for an Eclipse Award. Of course, 44 steamrolling wins to grab that title.
He's in there. I got the stuff, and we got to do the voting, and so it'd be tough for me not to put him up top. We'll see some other very capable riders. We'll see how that goes. That could be an interesting race for the Eclipse Award for the apprentice.
For an apprentice, he's not. He makes a lot more. He's a bit more clever than what you would think for an apprentice. So I liked right away from the get-go. I've liked what I've seen when I saw him first riding here. So well done to him. And we're gonna leave you guys at that, and we're gonna head on over to Dave Rodman for changes and scratches.
All right. Good luck.